Alright, this has been a long time coming. I've been wanting to build a scale model of Matt Field's Corvette, and I finally have the correct kit to do it, but I have nowhere near the correct amount of material to build it. I can't decide on what's the best approach. I know I have several options that I would like to do. Right now I have the hood taped on, so it's just kind of easier to handle and look at with the hood on. So I could build this with the hood attached. No engine, everything under the hood won't even open. It would just stay shut and it would look just like this. So I could detail the interior, put the wheels on, and then that would be it. Just make it a really nice, really looking car that would sit on the shelf. Looks like his car is parked beside the track, and leave it at that. Or I could do it to where the hood is off the car, sitting over here on the side. So that way I could build the engine and I can completely detail the engine, which is my plan. As I've gotten to start planning it, I've considered cutting the roof off and having the roof sitting on the side along with the hood sitting on the side. That way you could see more of the interior and the details that I plan on doing to it. I've also thought about maybe opening the door and having the door propped open so you could look down inside and see the details there too. But with that, I couldn't decide if I should do the passenger door or the driver door, because I thought it would be cool to have the passenger side open and be able to see, if you could look across and see the pedals. You could see the cooler for the shirt and the radiator hoses running through the car. You know, I plan on doing all this. Everything you can imagine, the shifter, the lines that run to the shifter. I mean, if you can think of a part that's on his car, inside and out, I plan on doing it. There's not a single thing, all the way down to pressure sensors, all of it. I've thought about taking the quarter panels off, leaving the quarter panels off, leaving maybe this fender off, kind of how they did the SEMA display, how they had this car sitting, you know, sideways, and they had the mirrors under it, and then this fender I believe was missing, and this rear quarter panel, and I believe the door was off. This whole side was just open. Thought about doing maybe something like that. I thought about having the car sit here as kind of like an exoskeleton and just have all the body panels around it and not even on the car. But I think what I'm going to do when it's all said and done is I'm going to take the hood, take it off, sit it to the side, maybe have it standing up. If you've watched a lot of his videos, it's always just propped up in the corner of his shot where he works on the car. So I think maybe I'll just kind of have it sitting here, standing up, all, you know, decked out and looking like it belongs on the car. Maybe have the door open. Whichever door, I can't decide. God, it's so hard. But I've also thought about cutting the hatch and having the hatch propped open. They always have a crutch holding the hatch open. I always want to know what the story is behind the crutch, but I thought about maybe making a small one, having it sit to where it's holding the hatch open. Because I plan on building a lot of that, the radiator and all that carbon Kevlar and carbon fiber. I plan on having all that. Even if you look under the car, I plan on having the carbon Kevlar inside the fenders and inside the back bumper, to where no matter where you look, you will see it. And with that said, I have a carbon fiber sheet. I don't know if it's going to show up too well. It's showing up. See me in my phone. Carbon Kevlar sheet. And with that, I also have these nitrous bottles. All the hardware and everything for it. I plan on hooking those up. And in case these end up being too big, I have a smaller set. It says fire extinguisher, but I'm sure we can play it off. And it also has the brackets and everything for it. I have these sets of bolts. I have some small ones. I have some bigger ones so that I can attempt to put those in a couple areas. I have a very small amount of like AE fittings, and I need a lot more, as you can tell. That's definitely not going to be enough for all the AE fittings that's on his car. Bought these turbos thinking I could just take the intake side and use it to make the supercharger. And as you can tell, the runner is on the wrong side. So I'm not going to be able to do that, useless. So I went and I bought a 3D printed supercharger for a Corvette. And of course, it's on the wrong side. I don't understand. Maybe they made it out of these turbos, I don't know. So that's kind of useless. I created a mold so that I had a quick change rear end, because that's what he has in his car. So we're gonna have that. And I have a slew of different wires, different colors, different sizes. So that way I can do all the wire details on the car. I actually have a couple more of these in a couple more colors, but I'm not exactly sure what I will and will not use when it comes to these colors. But there's a couple more things that I know I need to acquire. There's some parts that you just can't buy for this. They don't make the Falcon tires in the 124 or 125 scale. So luckily, a 3D printer has been provided for me, and I'm going to be able to make my own tires. As far as his wheels, I can't decide if I'm going to go with the old Rotiform wheels or if I'm going to use the new American Racing wheels. I guess as I go, I'll kind of decide, because the biggest factor is adding those flares. I don't know if I want to add, I don't know if I want to go through the trouble of adding those flares. I don't know how I would do it, seeing how I struggled so much getting this kit to begin with. But he has a lot more changes done to his car than when he first built it. A lot of people know this. I know this. The carbon Kevlar engine bay panels, I want to do that so bad. It would look so cool. But of course, I'd have to do some newer stuff if I was going to go that far. I think in the long run, it's just going to end up being a mix of new and old. I don't want to do the new wheels without doing the flares. But then again, I don't want to do the old wheels and not do the new wheels, because he said, you know, he had a hand in developing those wheels. So I think it would be a really nice touch if we added the new wheels. There's a whole lot that needs to get done to this body before I can actually move forward with it. And to be honest, when it comes to the kit, outside of this and the chassis, I'm not going to use any of it. There's only 2 parts in this whole kit I think I will even use.